Previously on Homestuck.
Tab! Tab! Tab!
Enjoy.
Wayward vagabond, go outside and get some sun. You say a bittersweet goodbye to your beloved city. It is time to move on to greener pastures, by which of course you mean arid, sandy wasteland upon which nothing green has grown in years. The door shuts behind you. A panel on the door becomes illuminated. As you ponder over the marks on the panel, you hear another mechanical sound overhead. Uh-oh. That's not good. The LCD panel appears to have a touchscreen interface. Curiously prod the funny-looking spirograph. It appears the funny-looking spirograph room is locked. The floor rotates a full 360 degrees beneath you, while the surrounding wall seems to stay put. Select the triangley fractal. The triangley fractal room does not appear to be locked. The floor turns 120 degrees and the door opens. You go through the door to find another room. It's the same size as the other one that you just wasted all that time in, while a clock was ticking down to something which may or may not be your doom. Maybe there is something in here that will help you escape. Against the wall there is another perplexing contraption. Oh boy. That's complicated. Against the opposite wall is some sort of control panel which catches your eye. It has two large screens, but only one appears to be active. There are fields for numbers which appear to be modifiable with the dials to the right. Some numbers are already supplied by default, perhaps entered by the previous user. There are a few buttons below, the largest one bearing the symbol marking this room. Also, it looks like there's a meter stick propped up there for some reason. Wayward vagabond, attach your trusty knife to the meter stick. You immediately craft a measuring spear through possibly the most advanced form of alchemy employed thus far. This is obviously the most important thing to do first. Obviously. Or it would obviously be the most important thing to do if you had remembered to bring your trusty knife. You feel so insecure without your trusty knife, it makes you want to slit your wrists, or at the very least, flog your carapace with some sort of measuring apparatus. Look at the other wall. You examine the perplexing contraption across the room. You of course have no idea what it could possibly do. You adopt the only obvious course of action, which is to poke and prod it with your handy ruler. You are quite sure this is what science is all about. Press the triangle pattern. You go back to the control panel, which probably obviously controls that gizmo, and you push the big blue button, which is obviously probably the most obvious thing to push. You appearify a pumpkin. Examine the pumpkin. It seems this mysterious gourd has transported or appearified from a specific time and location somewhere on this planet that you are on. You wonder if the machine, or the appearifier, will take any object that exists at whatever time and location you supply. There is a symbol carved on the pumpkin. You don't know what it means, and you doubt it will ever prove to be relevant in any way. Wayward vagabond, devour pumpkin. You consider dining on the ripe flesh of the plump vegetable, but your curiosity about the appearifier gets the better of you. You try to sneak a nibble from the pumpkin nonetheless. Inspect the green buttons. You first examine the attractive green buttons. The icon for the one on the left is that house shape you've seen plenty of times before. The right one on closer inspection appears to be a map for this underground facility, with an X marking its center. Press the green button on the right. You push the button. All the numbers change. Perhaps these are coordinates for the location of the center of this facility, along with the local date and time. If this is the case, it would make a useful reference point for your current bearings. Fiddle with the dials. One way to find out would be to attempt to appearify something from this facility. It should be easy to zero in on a location relative to the center because you have an uncanny knack for tracking precise distances you have already traversed in whatever units you choose. Your handy ruler gives you a good clue as to the basic unit of human measurement. You will go with that. Appearify your trusty knife. You nudge the coordinates very slightly and bump up the elevation by 0.5 human measurement units. You make sure to keep the time approximately what it was to begin with. You purify your trusty knife. Appearify Can Town. You nudge the numbers a bit more and purify a bunch of cans. This is so much more efficient than walking back to the other room to get them. You are to believe that time is at a premium after all. How about you Deappearify the pumpkin? Does this machine look like a Deappearifier to you? Honestly, the idea that an Appearifier could both Appearify and Deappearify things is so laughably ridiculous, you wish someone would Deappearify your brain and Reappearify it with a brain that is more smart and less dumb. Use trusty knife to carve spook schema in pumpkin. What the hell are you talking about? That idea makes no sense at all and is basically meaningless. Try using that mushy stuff in your gourd next time. Instead, you just carve off the top, exposing a decadent cache of gourdless, seed-laden ambrosia. Needless to say, you consume all of it rather quickly, but it turns out to be too gross for us to watch. Move spirograph switch. You cannot move it. It has a spirograph-shaped indentation and possibly will require a special kind of key to turn it. Appearify Firefly out of the amber. Oh, no way. That's pretty crazy that he just was that precise with it. You release your blinky new friend. You will give her a name when something suitably whimsical occurs to you. Adjust the time dial to Appearify Rotten Pumpkin. You and Serenity... Oh, that's her name, isn't it? Consider new ways to waste more time with the Appearifier. You are assuming she is a girl firefly, even though you're not really sure that fireflies can even be girls. You target the extremely tasty rotten pumpkin that was sitting in the other room hours ago. It seems that the Appearifier cannot appearify something that if it will create a time paradox. A gelatinous ghost pumpkin appearifies and quickly dissolves into a pile of unappetizing sludge. Appearify the grate over the entrance to the facility. Oh, the firefly's trying to say something. It's in Morse code.
Her name is Serenity, and if you're a nerd like me, you've seen the show Firefly, and their ship is called Serenity. That's why the Firefly is named Serenity in this comic.
Oh, that's cool.
Fun little factoid for you.
Yeah. Serenity blinks a message of urgency. You nearly forgot that while trapped in amber, she was witness to all your tomfoolery and dilly-dallying in the other room, and knows that the timer is about to expire. It is time to get this show on the road and escape. You reset the coordinates with the right green button again, and this time only adjust the elevation by approximately 10 human measurement units. Bam! Hasten to the exit post-haste. Psych? Oh wait, unpsych. You attempt the rare and highly dangerous 5 times cliffhanger combo and fail. We're doing it, man. We are making this happen. Ascend. that's a good place to end this episode. I must say that is a lot of stuff to have happened in just a short period of time. Alright, thanks everybody so much for watching. This has been Jack the Guy, and that's the end of the episode. Peace.